Demons, ask the Wargamer.
Mini Wargamer Dave here from MiniWargaming.com. Welcome Wargamers to another Ask the Wargamer. In these series of videos, what I do is I grab random comments and questions anywhere the eagle's eye view of Mini Wargaming can see, and I scrutinize it accordingly. Kind of like this guy's right here. Todd the Space Marine. Dave, Todd here. Really not my name, but who cares? Question. If I were to get 3 Storm Ravens and 2 Blood Angel battle forces, what would you advise I get next? I already have Mephiston and 1 squad of Death Company, 2 tactical squads, 1 assault squad, and 2 Rhinos. What next? I was personally thinking of 2 Predators and a squad of Devastators. What do you think? The one you call Todd. P.S. I also have 1 Dreadnought. Well, Todd, get your Predators. They will fill out your army better. Coming from a guy who has 6 Predators, and sometimes proxies other tanks as Predators. The theme for today's Ask a Wargamer is, what should I get next? With a few other army questions mixed in there. Barbara Blacksheep. Hey Dave, I hope you see this, as it could give you a different HQ other than Mephiston. Have you tried using Sanguinary Guard with a chapter banner, a Sanguinary Priest, and the Sanguinor? The Sanguinor ends up with 6/7 attacks, and a 2+ armor save, 3 invuln, and a 4 feel no pain. Unstoppable. The Sanguinor with more attacks and feel no pain, that would be sick. But you forgot to mention how expensive he is. He's a ridiculous amount of points, but it's really tempting to bring him, I gotta admit. It's also because he's so beautiful looking. As for unstoppable, yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. That would be pretty unstoppable. As Williams 92. Hail Dave, my friend and I are just starting 40k. Me with Space Wolves and him with Blood Angels. I want an edge. Tell me a solid strategy for Space Wolves, please. So you're collecting Space Wolves, your friend is collecting Blood Angels, and you want me to give you a strategy for Space Wolves. Tip of the day for the flea-ridden scrap feeders. What could I say that would make you win? So what do you think, Deffy? I'm gonna have to really pull out all the stops here because, to be honest, I don't want them to win. I want the Blood Angels to win, but I can't be biased. Or maybe we can be biased. Let's be biased. Field no tanks and just infantry without upgraded weapons, and you will do fine. No, but in all honesty, I really can't tell you. And it's not because I don't want to tell you, it's because I don't play Space Wolves. And I haven't played against them enough to tell you something that would actually be sequential? No, substantial. There you go. You could easily get those 2 words mixed up because they are very similar. Warbosanas. Hey Dave, I'm wanting to start a Tyranid army, but wondering what I should buy first. I need some help because I have no idea where to start when collecting them. Please answer. This is my recommendation. If you're starting out with a brand new Tyranid army, go with an HQ and 2 troops choices. That might seem like an obvious answer, but it really isn't, because if a lot of people are asking the question, then it must not be obvious. Now for the question of which HQ. I would go with a Tervigon, because they are the most annoying HQ and hard to kill. A lot of armies find it hard to kill. Unless you're Dark Eldar, but you're a Glasshammer, so it doesn't really matter anyway. So go with the Tervigon for your HQ. The good thing about that is they could also be another choice. I believe it's a troop choice. It's either troops or HQ for the Tervigon, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong. If I am, somebody will correct me. As for your troops, Hormigons seem to be pretty nasty, especially with their poisoned attacks that they are granted from the Tervigon. See how it works in conjunction there? So the answer to the question, Tervigon, Hormigons. Start with that, then build from there. GWB500. Hey Dave, I am looking to make my Chaos Army bigger. Have any ideas? I have 1 Battle Force, 1 Demon Prince, 1 Deffy. Well, it's a good start, my friend, but I suggest that you get some Cultists troops choices, that you get some either Plague Marines or Khorne Berserkers, possibly some Thousand Suns. Slaanesh, if you really want to. I don't recommend it, but since it does fall under the realm of Chaos, I can still agree to it. Favorite being Khorne, then Nurgle, then Tzeentch, then Slaanesh. Khorne Berserkers if you want close combat, ninja awesomeness. Nurgle if you want to be really hard to kill and be like Wolverine and you kind of soak up the wounds. They don't necessarily grow back, but it's as if they grow back because it takes so long to kill them. Tzeentch if you want marine killing weapons with AP3, and Slaanesh if you're just really weird. Don't forget your Rhinos. You don't want to be foot slogging those Khorne Berserkers, or those Plague Marines for that matter. Answer to the question. Troops choice, there you go. Pick one. Warp Spawn Warrior. Hey Dave, as an aspiring Chaos player, I am wondering which Chaos God, Khorne, Nurgle, Tzeentch, or Slaanesh, please not Slaanesh, would be the best to model a Demon's army after. In addition, which would be the best place against Workshop Forge World or Ultra Forge to get a Demon Prince from? Thanks if you answer. P.S. I totally agree with the Crispy Guardsman comment, and Deffy is awesome. GW, Ultra Forge. Ultra Forge, GW. I don't have Forge World assembled yet, but they're probably in between these 2. If you want to go for sheer menacing, scare your opponent, Ultra Forge. If you want to go for a good number of these guys, go for these because they are smaller. I'm really not sure of the price in this one because technically this one isn't mine. This is a really tall guy named John, and he's about 6'7", and he's about as tall as this Demon Prince right here. So Ultra Forge, GW, Forge World, roll a die, a D3. and pick your choice. Dr. Giggles. Hey Dave, I was just curious. Do you think a vanilla Space Marine force focused on Forge Father Vulcan and his flame-improving chapter tactics could possibly be competitive? The main focus of the army would be to push forward and dominate in the medium-range firefight. Thanks for any input. Vanilla will always be beaten by butterscotch, maple walnuts, heavenly hash, and chocolate. Every time. You ask for any response. I can't actually respond to what you're saying because I've never heard of the guy that you were talking about, so I can't speak intelligently about it, so I have to make up crap in order to actually fill in time. Karmacow, please answer this. I've been itching to find an answer to this, so my question is, in a Tau army, how can I make the Anva HQ useful? I don't care if I'm not pronouncing this right, but the Anva HQ can best be served if he is out in the middle of openness without terrain or cover save and he is killed on first round. That's how he's most useful. Hey, what do you expect? You asked me a Tau question. Daka Master 12. Hey Dave, I got a tournament coming up soon. Ansi would appreciate some advice. I play orcs. 20 sluggas / choppas, 10 shooters, 5 nods, 3 killer cans, 3 def gatas, 20 grods, 5 ludas, 1 truck, 1 war boss with power claw, and a big bag with custom force field. There's a guy who plays 2 squads of Grey Knight Terminators, with thunder hammers and lightning claws, 2 venerable dreadnoughts, which allows him to make me re-roll on vehicle damage start. A chapter champion with power sword and 2 squads of 5 tactical marines, plus whatever else he can bring for 250 points. Please help with tactics or something. It would be awesome if Captain Slaughter could help. As a wise wargamer once said, Viva la Defi. P.S. You are awesome, and I wish I lived in Canada. Well, let me tell you this. Be grateful that you're not demons, because if you were, you would have absolutely 0 chance. Since you're not, you have half a chance. It looks to me as though you have one piece of each different pie that the orcs have to offer. If you were to focus your power, that was the sign language for power. That's chaos sign language, by the way. That's why you haven't seen it before. It might work out better for you. That's just my opinion. You know, if I was an orc player, I would definitely spam what I got because they got a lot to spam. Spamming is bad. Spamming against Grey Knights is the only thing that works. Now the question of what do you spam? You spam your hardest hitting units that are the most survivable, and he will learn to hate his life. Borrow units from another friend if you have to at first. Those Grey Knights have to be humbled. They win way too often. Mr. J. Lanky, I need to know what to put in an orc army that's hard hitting, not mega knobs, too slow even in a truck because I'm being teamed up with Imperial Guard player, lots of tanks. And it need to fit in 875 points. Comprosary, 1 HQ and 1 troop. Please answer. Anyone answer, please, by May 6th. I don't know if I can promise the by May 6th thing, but here's the answer. I have this good friend, and his name is Paul, and he kind of looks like the modern day He-Man, and he collects orcs, as well as Space Wolves and Blood Angels and a couple other armies that are really beautifully painted. And he runs this really fun list. And this list includes battle wagons with Def Rollas. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Def Rollas are strength 10 and really low AP, whether it's 1 or 2. I can't remember the last time I've been hit with a Def Rolla, but I know that it would hurt very much. Even if I were Nurgle with my Feel No Pain and Toughness higher. Try that on for size. Field Paul's Def Rolla list. He maxes out his choices that are able to have Def Rollas. Yes, he sacrifices the amount of boys he's able to bring, but he makes up for it in the sheer wall of Def Rollas. That would make anyone scared. Dr. Templar 88. Hey Dave, I'm new to the 40k starting Black Templars. My friend says they're a lot like Blood Angels. In that case, should I have more assault squads instead of tactical? Well, first off, Black Templar are not Blood Angels. Black Templar is a rock band. Blood Angels are angels of blood from the sky that have wings. The other thing, I don't actually know Black Templar that well. I only fought against them a handful of times. As you may notice in my battle reports, there's not very many Black Templar games. In fact, I don't even know if there's one recorded Black Templar game. So I couldn't really tell you if they were similar to Blood Angels. In fact, I think every single Blood Angel player could agree with me that they are not Blood Angels. They are Black Templar. And if I'm not mistaken, it's been a while since their codex was updated. I don't even have a codex I can look at to give you any answers. But let's pretend for a second that they are similar to Blood Angels in that there was a choice between assault squads and tacticals. If the choice is between 2 troops choices, and if Black Templar Assault Marine troops are in fact troops and not fast attack, then I would say go with them because they are troops choices. And you have a very fast army that would scare your opponent. That's the best advice I can give without actually knowing anything about your army. Revan 187. Hey Dave, I am planning on starting a Slaanesh themed Chaos Army. Yes, I know Slaanesh, it loves you. And know almost nothing of Chaos Marines. Noise Marines, Daemonettes, my Demon Prince named Valentine, Greater Demon of Slaanesh, and a Rhino. What do you think? I think that you love Slaanesh and that Slaanesh loves you. I jumbled over the Slen of the Slaanesh part because there's actually more than one A there. And how do you really pronounce that correctly? Really? Well, this is my suggestion. Get some heavy support and get another Demon Prince. Heavy support including I'm gonna have to say this, a Defiler that you will have to give the Mark of Slaanesh, and a Demon Prince. That will be a good addition to your army. Angry Squirrel of Khorne. What's up, Dave? I am just starting with 40k and I have a AEBR Space Marine army, and I am looking for a fast and shooty army, so Vindicators or Predators. P.S. If you were answering my question, I will give you chocolate for life. Well, Mr. Angry Squirrel of Khorne, I'm gonna hold you to that, and I'm gonna make you accountable. So, Mr. Angry Squirrel of Khorne, I said your name 3 times now. When things happen in threes, that's like a ceiling factor of the universe, and just things have to happen. It's bound by law, and it's invisible, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm gonna answer your question, and you're gonna give me chocolate for life. And I'm not just making up crap because I actually want it to happen, but I'm just saying stuff because it is actually gonna happen. In fact, it's been so long since I read your question, I forgot what the question was. Vindicators or Predators, huh? I'm partial to Preds, I'm not gonna lie, but Vindicators are really cool because they have blast templates, otherwise known as pie plates. And I'm a fan of pie plates. I'm a fan of giving pie plates, not receiving pie plates, but giving them. It's better to give than to receive. You know, that works in the Chaos universe as well. Why don't you try one of each, see how that works for you, and see which one survives longer. My guess is that your Predator will survive longer because you gotta move up close with your Vindicator. And since it's not a fast vehicle, you gotta like really go up close and not get the opportunity to shoot as much as you would like, and it might get popped before you can even use anything. Less reliable, I would go with the Predator. Now thinking about it, there you go, there's my answer. G-Tech-Key. Didn't say that right. I'm thinking about starting a Blood Angels army, and I really like the list you used in your latest VAT rep. Would you recommend a list similar to that for someone who wants to start collecting Blood Angels? So, next time someone like that asks that question, of that sort, of that detail and specificity, you're gonna have to really point out what battle report you're talking about, because every single battle report that I play, I field a different list. And I'm sorry, buddy, but I have no idea what battle report you're talking about. If you're talking about the mostly vehicles, I'm just taking a wild guess here because I like that one. It's fun. I recommend that to a new Blood Angels player if they want to dominate and kill stuff and have fun and like the game longer. But if not, then go with the Assault Marines with the Sanguinary Priest. That's the other one that I usually go for. And it really makes sense. I'm just naming off on my list. I don't even know what you're really asking me because I have no idea what video you're referencing. Specificity. It's a word used in the movie Inception, and the guy was made fun of because it didn't sound like a real word, but it is actually a real word. Epic Penguin. I'm starting a Tyrannic Swarm and I need to know, should I buy a Hive Tyrant or a Turbogon first? Turbogon, by all means. The Chameleon. Dave, my Dark Eldar needs help. Can you please help me? Also, do you like Czech chocolate? And will you come to Games Day in Chicago because I'm going? P.S. It's my first Games Day. I do like Czech chocolate. I'm not going to go to Games Day, and you say that your Dark Eldar need help. Well, if they need help, I don't have some sort of like Red Cross Chaos faction out there somewhere that can help them, so I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. But if you're willing to submit to the will of one of the Chaos Gods, then I can help you. Very much so. You kind of already did that with Slaanesh, but you got a little weird about it. So since your weirdness factor has an aura that's bigger than your existence in the 40k universe, I can't really penetrate that bubble. So you're just gonna have to come to me, Archon Jake. Dear Dave, please help me. I play Dark Eldar. I swear, like, what did I just say? They're awesome, but I can never seem to beat my friend Steve and his 1500 PS of Grey Knights. I have 1 Archon, 1 Humuncules, 5 Scourges, 10 Incubi, 1 Ravager, 1 Void Raven / Razorwing, 3 Raiders, and 29 Warriors. 1 was stolen by some kid. Bad news. I also have 9 Witches, but I don't like them. Please help me. Thanks if you answer. Happy wargaming. So when you say please help you, that, again, means what? You named off the units that you have and you say please help me. Does that mean tell you what units you should field out of the units that you told me that you have? If that's the case, then field the units that you have because you got nothing else. That doesn't make sense because if you were to do that, then you wouldn't need to ask for help, but you are asking for help, so that means you're doing it and it's not working out for you. If I'm not mistaken, you got a bunch of lance weapons in your army, so utilize those because there's a lot of mechanized armies out there. And if I'm wrong and I'm thinking about Eldar only and not Dark Eldar, then just ignore what I'm saying. But if I'm right, then utilize your lance and your rapid firing strength 5, whatever else you got. Because there's a lot of shots going across the board with that. I mean, it's tough. Space Marines are tough, but they don't like to be tickled on the back with strength 5. They're a little easier to kill when you do that. That's all the time I have questions for today. Thank you very much for watching this video and for leaving your comments. If you wish to send me chocolate, please send it to Ask the Wargamer, 411 East Main Street, Welland, Ontario, Canada, L3B3X3. And if you like these types of Ask the Wargamers where I make it themed, please leave a comment and tell me what type of themed you would like in the future. It's funny because you can ask for a theme, but that doesn't really do anything unless you actually leave a comment going with the theme. So ask for a theme and leave a comment corresponding to the theme. So that's it, that's all, and happy wargaming.